This is the One Episode Rule, a podcast about first impressions. I am Magpie. Just been
Welcome.
eating up Pluto and ranking of kings and stuff.
Yeah.
Nothing really new to report on that.
Nice.
I think I'm gonna watch Golden Kamuy next.
Yes.
But,
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
that's why I was like, Ninja Kamui. Why does that sound familiar? Never mind. Okay.
how are you guys?
Not bad. Hello, I'm Joey. We had a week off last week, which means I had plenty of time to watch some stuff. So I finished Bravern, and I finished
You did
Pluto.
not need a week to finish Bravern.
I didn't. No, I finished Bravern the next day.
You finished Bravern the day after we recorded the
I ate
episode.
that show. I devoured it. That was, hey, everyone go watch Bravern. It's so good.
Oh, incidentally, I didn't tell you this because I didn't remember, but I started stumbling across clips on YouTube of Bravern's ancestors. And they are just as fucking whack and goofy.
Fantastic. There's a whole genre out there, maybe for me. Maybe.
It was the clip I saw was of one of them accidentally getting a robot pregnant and siring 3 little braves.
Whoa. I love that.
It's
so
like,
that's
I don't
me.
know how to be a father. I am a robot.
Hi. It's me, Louie. Sometimes, otherwise, no, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with that. Actually, never mind. I watched Mashal Solo Leveling and Free Run, and I caught up on them, and I just finished Free Run 20 minutes ago, and I'm still existentially crying over it.
Yeah, Free Run will do that. It's a good show.
The pride of finishing Free Run. The despair of not having Free Run.
Yes. There will be more.
There will be more.
They will almost certainly make more given its popularity.
Oh, yeah.
So, you guys want some news?
Absolutely.
This isn't really so much news as, hey, you guys see that Look Back trailer for Fujimoto's movie that's going to come out?
No.
Look Back? Because it looks fucking great.
Awesome. I'll have to check it out.
They have really captured the way Chainsaw Dude draws things and people. It's
nice.
Very loose and energetic.
Excellent.
I saw that. That was pretty cool.
Nice.
That's going to be out in June. Let's see.
It's 6 months away.
Let's see. Oh, okay. So in this is a new beat that we've never covered before, which is the anime international crime against the UN and the US. Beat because North Korean studios are suspected of having contributed to several new anime, despite the fact that the country is under severe sanctions for people not to work with their companies, state-owned companies.
That's shocking.
They appear to have done some work on Dahlia and Bloom, which is going to come out soon, and
all right,
season 3 of Invincible.
Wow.
and something for HBO, and it's just that's not good. You're not supposed to. People think people think these studios are going through Chinese intermediaries to
That's weird.
To outsource labor to them because the Chinese don't give a shit about anything.
Oh yeah, no,
which
of
is
course
documented.
Yes, truly.
Wild to pull this up in my 20-minute what's the news jog before the show.
Yeah, I don't know why it's Invincible that gets me.
Yeah. And finally, some good news. Hey, One Piece live action season 2 is coming out in 2025.
Yes.
And and it will be getting a new co-executive producer who is going to serve as a writer and a showrunner alongside Matt Owens. Named Joe Trax. I guess that's how you say it, his name. He apparently worked on Percy Jackson and the Olympians.
All right.
We'll see how that shakes out. But it's good to hear that they'll make more of that.
Yes, it is.
Because I liked it.
That's a very exciting news. Hey, you never mentioned that we watched Ponyo.
Oh yeah, we watched Ponyo last night.
Ponyo's
great.
Ponyo loves revolution.
Ponyo loves
revolution.
Louis, I think you had something that you wanted to.
Yeah, so like 3 weeks ago, I was like, "Hey, I know what we're gonna watch," and then like I wasn't on a couple episodes, and then we took a break. But the show that I want to bring is called Sentai Daishikaku, otherwise known as Go Go Loser Ranger.
Excellent. Right. This is exactly this type of show you would bring, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, I know, right?
Unfortunately, I must report that I am into this shit.
Hell yeah.
I did not expect to be into this shit. But we never know.
We never know.
Does somebody want this blurb, or do they want me to read it?
Louis shall take it.
Oh boy. 13 years ago, the nefarious monster army invaded Earth, but humanity's great protectors, the Dragon Keepers, defeated them in a single year. I love that Sentai reference, by the way. Every Sunday since, the monsters have been forced to act out humiliating defeat after defeat in front of the unsuspecting public. Determined to change this, a single monster, D, infiltrated the Ranger Force. With the help of the mysterious Ranger Yumiko Suzukiri, D managed to seize one of the divine artifacts, the only weapon capable of permanently killing the monster's immortal bodies. However, D's subsequent encounter with the Dragon Keepers led to his unfortunate end, so who will stop them now? ...
Well, that's a lot of spoilers.
Yeah, that's more than we watched, but yeah, that's a pretty succinct layout of the first episode. It begins with a pretty standard war against the alien from like a Sentai show, like Power Rangers or whatever, and then immediately turns into just like commercialized like Sentai show shit. Like actually exists in Japan.
Yes.
I was horrified to learn that via I believe it's Persona 5. Maybe no, it's not Persona 5. It was the fucked up one where it's Persona and Fire Emblem put together. Tokyo Mirage
Sessions, yeah.
Mirage Sessions. Yeah, one of the guys is a fucking Sentai show actor. So he does this shit every couple of days. So yeah, it's I actually quite like the Evil Fortress. It's just a big floating rock in the sky, chained down. And
this is very Sentai.
And immediately below it, they have built this fucking stadium because they always land in the same place.
They're like, we're gonna do shows about this.
So they have built a stadium around fucking, what is it, Quarry Lot 7, where all of the fucking action shows recorded their shit. And coming into this, we get into we get behind a young man entering this show, and he is accosted by two close talkers.
Yes. Oh God, these folks, they creep me out a little bit.
I think they're supposed to.
Yes.
So, because I noticed something about them. And I'll discuss it in a moment. But yeah, he's sort of a nervous Fushiguro type, looks like.
He looks tired. He's got the like sort of baggy eyes.
He's a little sweaty, and yeah, they are talking way too close, and they will not stop touching him. And they're just like we have to warn you that we'll do our best to protect you, but it is a battle, and he's just like, nobody's died in years.
Yeah.
Watching this, and he's just like, all right, follow us this way if you want to spectate. And maybe you should even consider joining the Rangers yourself. Do it.
Enlist,
do it,
bro. It's easy.
Do it. Enlist.
Enlist.
I'll touch
Yo.
you if you enlist. Because she fully grabs his hand.
She does. It's
And
really weird.
And he's just like, oh. So yeah, like I said, assaulted by close talkers.
The vibes were bad.
And yeah, he goes up to watch the show, and we kind of leave him for just sort of a generalized camera floating around, like it's like baseball game atmosphere going on here,
or like pro wrestling, something like that.
It unfortunately it does not have the pro wrestling stank on it, except for some things we'll talk about later. The crowd is far too nice for that.
You know what? That's understandable. You know what? I can accept that.
Nobody is throwing up their Bud Light in the aisles.
Well, not the crowds, but it's more like the battles that are happening are like that.
But I'm sorry. Just seeing the atmosphere at like live wrestling shows, I'm just like, oh man, this is rough. And apparently it used to be worse.
Wow.
But
that's dire.
But yeah, they're setting up all the Rangers are getting their introductions. You've got like the Green Man and the fucking yellow guy and the pink girl and the blue man. You know, all your favorites.
And then their leader, the red one.
Red guy. I kind of like these suits. They're pretty stripped down, but they got capes. So it's sort of it feels sort of like Kamen Rider adjacent, like old Kamen Rider.
They have like they each have like enough of like uniqueness to their helmets. Yeah, they like have a little bit of character to them.
Like most of them got their faces out, but I think like the blue and green guys have like little face shields at the bottom that look like sharp teeth.
Yes.
But yeah, and they're out there fucking signing autographs and shit for the crowd.
Yep.
And after a little while, yeah, it's time for the nefarious monsters to show up, and they do, striking down. And this is pretty. I like the animation effect on these guys. But yeah, they're teleporting down from the thing and landing in a big cloud of dust to reveal fucking a bunch of guys that look like Skullmageddon.
Yes. Oh my god, their design is so funny.
I'm looking something up. Just a second. Oh yeah, they look like Skullomania from Street Fighter. Like almost exactly. Which is rad. Skullomania owns. But yeah, so they're real ass goons. The only stylish thing they get is their little scarves. And behind them is a big fucked up Sentai monster who's tiger themed. And his eyes don't even point the right way.
Incineroar looking ass.
Incineroar looking man. So yeah, they square up, and it's just like it's time to fuck you guys up. I'm the what did he say he was?
He's
the concentrated grudge of all the tigers on Earth, and the first thing I'll do is make all animals tiger striped. It'll be chaos.
The evilness. I liked the barrage of tiger puns that he was just doing.
Oh yeah, and immediately after he says that, it cuts to the audience real quick, and you see a bunch of people who were wearing incidentally tiger striped merchandise, and they sort of look at themselves and go, "Oh, what?"
You're like, "Oh no, it's already beginning to work." But yeah,
like, I wouldn't have bought this if this was gonna.
I think he called himself the old Tora Tiger.
Yeah.
And then his move was the Tora transformation.
Transformation. No, we'll talk about that in a second. Because yeah, they got to do a little fight, and like they're putties. These guys are putties.
These are putties.
Yeah, some of them like break for the crowd, and it's like, ooh, that might be kind of scary. But the second tier Rangers are out, and they got their fucking beam sabers from Mega Man. They just cut his ass in half. And yeah, they have a little fight. with him. The Green Ranger throws a huge fucking boulder on top of him, but it's not enough to put him down.
He's too strong.
He's too strong, and then he transforms into
Just
into a
into a
Japanese
car.
mini truck.
It's
No,
very funny.
Specifically, it's a key truck. It's like a short-faced, shortbread truck. I'm just like, that's fucking incredible, dude.
It's really good.
Oh man, this is what you
Delightful.
thought. So yeah, he just fucking runs him over. And it's looking pretty dire for them. So they decide that it's time that they gotta bust out the divine artifact. They gotta bust out the like dragon cannon.
Mhm.
And right about that time, the putties regroup around the monster because they see what's about to go down, and they're just like, oh shit, did you guys prepare anything to say like whenever we're like leaving, like I'll get you next time or something like that? It's just like, no, I didn't think anything up. It's just like shit. And it's like, what do you think? It's like, wait a second, D, aren't you not supposed to be here?
Mhm.
Aren't you off shift? And he's looking down the barrel of this dragon cannon, and he's just like, I am so fucking tired of this parade.
I'm going to do something.
I am going to do something about it. And then they fire the big blast, and we cut away to like 20 minutes before, on the fortress up top, and it's just a whole room full of these dudes, and all of their names are like M and N and L.
They're all letter names.
And they're all listening to the radio in this like immaculate crystal cave.
Oh my god, this scene is so good. They're all so stupid.
And they're all just like, oh shit, it's already Sunday. What do we do? I haven't thought of anything.
We've done 1,000 battles already. We're out of ideas.
We're out of fucking ideas. It's just like, what do we do? We'll do a big monster with spikes. It's just like, no, that's not going to work. Like, it's vetoed. Abstract concepts do not leave an impression on the audience. You go down there, you're like that, you're going to lose second one. It's just like, well, what have you got, Al? It's just like, well, maybe we'll make a cute kitty monster. It'd be very popular. It's like, it's not supposed to be popular. It's supposed to strike fear.
Well, we can make it a lion. We already did a lion.
This is like we did a lion 7 years ago. It's just like, well, we haven't done a tiger yet, says a guy from a throne.
Why does he have that?
He doesn't have that. I assume his dead boss left that box. So yeah, they're just like, and in the meantime, again, Fighter D is just like, don't you guys all think this is bullshit?
Mm-hmm.
And they go into it. It's just like, yeah, the Dragon Keepers, yeah, they destroyed the invading army like within a year. They killed all of their bosses, like the real bosses, and then they just left all of the putties. And they only talk about this later, but we'll talk about it now, which is they struck up a truce with them on the condition that they would show up and fight every Sunday.
Yes.
And lose.
They're doing a capitalism here.
They are professional jobbers.
They are.
They are professional jobbers, but Fighter D wants to be a heel.
He wants to be a real deal.
World domination. Don't you remember that shit? And they all just beat him up.
They do.
They're just like, shut your ass. We have to survive.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, they leave him on the floor. And then his buddy, who's like, the only differences between these guys is that like one of them was female. And that this guy is like a little chunkier than the rest of them.
Yes.
And I think his name is M. And he's just like, come on, man. It's just like, we can't do that. It's out of our grip. Like we lost the day they beat our bosses.
Mm-hmm.
They finally decide. It's just like, okay, you're gonna be the tiger. And he's just like, okay, give me that encyclopedia the Rangers gave us. Just like, what is a tiger? Okay, it's that? Yeah, okay, sure. And he's just fully transforms into it. Because they're made out of like they're like capable of significant shape-shifting, these guys.
Mm-hmm. I think they're called dusters.
Yeah, they're called dusters, and that's kind of what they look like. They look like they're made out of like black grit at the basic level. And they can rearrange themselves, and that's just what one of them does.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they all beam down, and we cut back to where they were about to eat the blast from the dragon cannon, and Fighter D just steps forward and he's just like, "I've had enough. I'm going to show them a real fight." And they after the blast, the announcers are just like, and the Dragon Keepers have protected the Earth once again, and because it's like, oh, it looks like we missed one, and he's just like, I'm going to show you a real fight, and he goes to, and he starts sprinting, and then he slows down immediately. He just starts wheezing.
Yeah.
Same.
Hey man, I get it. I'm strong as fuck, but I can't run for a long time.
Yeah. He's just like
You put on too much muscle mass, buddy. You need to put on a couple of days of cardio. But yeah, and they're just like, I guess Red Keeper better take care of this. And Red Keeper does it in the cruelest way imaginable.
Yeah,
because
he just owns this guy.
Because he just dashes out there with his he doesn't even have a sword or anything, does he? Does he just chop him with the edge of his hand?
I think he literally just smacks him.
He just chops him in half with his hand.
Yeah.
And he basically just says, don't go getting ahead of yourself now. You keep coming down here and losing like you're supposed to. Know your place.
Yes.
And then we get the scene of them all regrouping after they had their ass beat, and they're just like, oh shit, that's another Sunday down. Hey, where's D? It's just like, well, I haven't seen him. I guess he didn't come back. It's just like, well, yeah, a lot of us ran off after a while. They couldn't deal with this.
Yes.
And we see him reforming somewhere else. On top of a rooftop into the guy from the beginning of the episode.
It's him.
Because he can just disguise himself as human. That's
why
fucking
don't
horrifying.
all of them do that?
We have entered the territory of the Thing. They could be anybody.
They could be anyone.
If they weren't so stupid, they'd already rule the Earth.
Yeah.
They're just directionless.
But this guy, he's got big ideas.
This guy's got some ideas about it. And incidentally, the girl from before with the solid coal black eyes that are huge.
Her empty eyes.
Her empty fucking doll's eyes, like a shark's eyes. Discovers him up there. It's just like, oh, what are you doing up here? You're the guy from earlier. He's just like, oh, I just wanted a better vantage point to see the battle. It's just like, well, how did you like it? It's just like, they're really strong, in fact. Maybe I will sign up for the Ranger Corps. It's just like, oh.
I see where it's going.
Oh, and I like the outro a lot because it's...
Yeah, they show like animation progress clips.
Yeah. It's really fun.
It's really awesome.
The song is sung by the guy who did the Hidden Inventory arc opening for Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, yeah?
Nice.
So, yeah.
We didn't mention my other favorite character, who was the child that kept cheering specifically for the monsters.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he cheers for the monsters, and one of them is just like, you know what, it didn't feel that half bad. And the same kid shows up whenever he's charging the Red Keeper, and he's just like, Ganbare monster, and he's got a little
one of the plushies of him, and it was like, this is my favorite character now.
and the guy's just like, I get it, you just want to see me get my ass kicked. And it's just like, you don't understand, man. Kids love heels.
Yes, truly.
They just want to see you fight. Talking about a point I brought up earlier, I'm almost certain that the two of them that greeted him immediately are also other escaped dusters. Because they didn't make themselves right.
Yes. Something about them is wrong.
You notice that she's got those hollow black eyes. The other guy's pupils are not correct.
Yeah. They're weird.
They are like a punch through. They're ragged. I'm just like, oh, these guys aren't human.
Yeah.
So that maybe they're other dusters, or maybe they're something even weirder. But
it could be any number of things.
Maybe they're just freaks.
Maybe they're an alien species better at their fucking goals than these guys.
Oh. Earth is in trouble.
Because it's just like, oh, why don't we just fucking infiltrate them?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, what I was talking about earlier, yeah, if these guys can shapeshift into people, they couldn't be beaten.
Right.
All they have to do is just like come up with a simple plan and then split up into cells of like 3 and go to different parts of the Earth.
Mm-hmm. Yes. They could
I'm
do this
curious
easily.
if there's a rule that like they can't copy people that already exist and they have to be like new entities. Because if they could just copy people that already existed, like it's over. It's over day one.
Yeah, it's straight up over. I think it may have to do with their own like personal aptitude for it.
Yeah.
Like, can they make a
Yes.
good copy of somebody?
Like
To,
the one guy that turned into a tiger, he wasn't that good at transforming.
Yeah,
That was kind of a
it,
point they made.
They said he wasn't very good at transforming. Yeah, I like the animation in this, and I really like the humor in this. I love a bunch of dumb bad guys. I really do.
Me too. The art was really stylish, though. I liked the. It almost had some like comic book sensibilities in some places, and it looked really nice.
Parts of it kind of reminded me of some things Studio Trigger does.
Sure.
Or rather, used to do. They've sort of diversified styles now.
A little bit, yeah.
But they used to have a very dynamic, like strong black line style.
Yes.
Yeah, no notes. Good show.
Good show.
That's what I said at the beginning of like before we started recording. But
It's always fun to watch a banger. I think I would watch more of this. I don't know if it's going to be super high priority for me, but I'm into it.
We'll see how it shakes out. What I hear about it going forward. But yeah, I'm open to watching more of it.
Yes.
I assume Louis is because he brought it.
Yeah, I think it's going without being said that I'm going to be watching more of this.
Okay.
Because when this first started, I was like, all right, what are they doing here? But then when they got towards the end, I was like, all right, let them cook.
let them cook.
Let them cook.
I think it's very funny that this is like taking place in a world where
in a world
like in a world where after like this is after the year of the Sentai has already aired, and like they just keep going just for the sake of like consistency's sake.
13 years is a long time.
That's a long time. That is a recurring event. They are running that shit like Truckamania or whatever the fuck it was. The fucking monster. They're running it like a monster truck rally.
Oh man.
So anyway, listeners, pop quiz. What kind of monster are you going to be? You've got 30 seconds to decide. Send your answers to oneepisodecast@gmail.com.
That is the word, not the number. Hey, you could, if you think of your answer fast enough, you could tweet us. We are on Twitter. You could send us a little message on Blue Sky. We are at oneepisodecast. What's
your answers? I'm Power Drill Man.
Ice cream.
Tablet stylus.
All right.
We're gonna do this thing. I think we can beat them.
You've heard of Chainsaw Man? I think that, but power drills.
Okay. All right. I mean, ice cream. I shoot ice cream.
Don't think about Tetsuo the Iron Man.
You're gonna. We gotta get out of here.